Hi, today I want to make a video that I've been wanting to make for a long time already. And I wanted to do it because I believe that today we have such an easy access to knowledge, and I think it's shameful that we don't use it. I really think that knowledge is for free now, and you have all the my books fell down, all the rights to educate yourself, and this is what I believe we all should be doing. So I want to introduce you some of the books that shaped me, that helped me grow. And yes, I have them, so they belong to me now, but I either got them or first had them from library to make sure that this is what I wanted to do. So, and then I decided to buy it, and believe me, they weren't expensive, or I got them. So the first book I want to talk about, and they are not in any particular order, it's not the most important or the least important, but the first book I want you to see is the one I got from my friend. It's called 168 Hours, and by Laura, give me a second. I probably wouldn't pronounce many last names because it just, oh my god, where is the last name? Vanderkam. I might make a mistake, so I don't want to make a mistake, so I will just focusing on titles. 168 Hours. And why this book? This book I got from my friend Michał, and there are two important things I got from this book. First of all, it's the knowledge that we have 168 hours in a week, because this is how many hours you have in a week. And if you think of it, there are a lot of hours, and you're not as busy as you think you are, so you have time to do stuff. You really do have time to do stuff. That's the first thing I got from out of this book. And the second thing is something that I am using right now, working with my clients. So the author suggests to make a list of your dreams. She suggests to make a list of 100 dreams. I do 50 with my clients because I think it's a lot already, and 50 I think it's enough at the beginning, then you can add more. And I also encourage you to do it. Sit down one day and write down your dreams. You would be surprised what comes to you, and you would be surprised how that works. Because once you put it out there, they most likely come true. And go wild. Just go wild. So that's the first book. I won't be talking that long about everything. So the other two books, and the one I don't have it because I lended to my friend for our week, are by Tim Ferriss. I love his books. They are my Bibles. The first one was Tools of Titans. The second one is Tribe of Mentors. I know they look big, but they are not that big. They are huge in knowledge, but they are not that big because it's the chapters are short, and each chapter is about someone else. Someone just gives you one advice or two advice, so you don't have to read it at once. You can just go by person. I keep coming back to those two books. It's a huge motivation, and it's a huge inspiration, and I can't thank enough to Tim Ferriss that he wrote them. And I also wrote his 4-hour week that completely changed my thinking about work and the ways we can work, or the ways we can approach our lives. And from that book I also got the sentence I've talked about in my videos, and I wrote about it on my website, which is, you're the average of 5 people you spend the most time with. This is when I read it for the first time in his book, and that blew my mind. The next book, it's something very important to me. It's Ego is the Enemy, and it's my, I think, absolutely favorite book of all times. It's small, maybe it looks big, but it's small. I read it already 3 times. I'm thinking of reading it the 4th time soon. It has so many nuggets, so many wisdom that I can't even I think I put half of the book in my notes. When I was writing down my favorite quotes, I just kept writing them, and I think I just wrote down half of this book in my notes. I highly recommend this one. It will change the way you look at yourself. It just proves how ego rules our lives, and how being aware of that might change your life and might change your approach to other people. Highly recommend. The next one is the one that Tony Robbins always advised, and that's why I read it. I went to Tony Robbins workshops over 3 years ago, and then I found out about this book, and it's also a book that is highly recommended by many people, entrepreneurs, the people you see in media, they all read it. I read it 3 times also, because I always find something new for myself. It's talking mostly about this burning desire that you have to have in order to achieve your goal. If you don't have this huge desire to go after the things you love, no motivation would help you. But there are so many good things in this book. I really recommend it. Think and Grow Rich. And the next 2 books, it's too many things to talk about them. It's one of my favorites authors, Brené Brown. I just saw her once on YouTube talking about, I don't know if I can pronounce it, vulnerability. I can't still pronounce this word. She was talking about this word, and she got me. She was interviewed by Marie Forleo, and I loved that interview, and I started with this book, but then I came back to her early book, and this quote that she keeps talking about, have the courage to stand alone, inspired me to name my whole program, my 8-week program, Have the Courage to Be You. I read them only once, and those I have from library, but once I read it, I said I have to have it. So I bought them, and I can't wait to read them one more time. It's such an eye-opening experience when you start thinking about how vulnerable you can be, and how that actually can change your life. I have a lot of books to recommend, and I don't have all of them. I also have, I don't know where I put them, I don't see it in here, all Simon Sinek books. I had them from library. I own only one, but I think I put it somewhere over there. The other books that I have, and I recommend, is the Originals by Adam Grant. I remember it inspired me to be myself too. And this one, on the other side, it's the book by my mentor, the woman I worked with last year, the woman who helped me open up and help me to find my path and my way of living, Pam Denton. We've been working with each other since, and now thanks to her I can work with people and I can help people. But as I said, there is a tons of books out there, and they are mostly for free. You can find them online. You can find a lot of videos. Please start searching, start looking for them, because it's for free and it will change your life. So please find your mentors. Thank you.